Rain lashed against the window panes, the wind howling like a banshee outside. Inside, Lily's cozy living room felt warm and inviting, the crackle of the fireplace casting dancing shadows on the bookshelves. We were sprawled on the rug, playing Monopoly, our laughter ringing through the air, momentarily banishing the storm's fury. Except something felt off. An unsettling chill danced along my spine, prickling the hairs on my arms. The shadows in the corners seemed to deepen, taking on unnatural shapes. Lily, caught up in her turn, didn't seem to notice, but I couldn't shake the feeling of unseen eyes watching us. The lights flickered, then died, plunging us into momentary darkness. Lily gasped, then giggled, reaching for the lamp switch. "Just a power surge," she said, her voice a tad too bright. But as the dim glow of the lamp returned, my eyes caught a glimpse of something fleeting in the doorway. A wisp of pale mist, tinged with an icy blue, that vanished as quickly as it appeared. My heart hammered against my ribs. "Did you see that?" I whispered, my voice barely audible over the wind's mournful song. Lily, her brow furrowed, shook her head. "See what? You okay?" I hesitated, unsure of how to describe the chilling vision. "Just thought I saw a shadow, maybe." She dismissed it with a wave. "Probably the storm playing tricks on us. Let's finish the game, shall we?" But the air had grown thick with an unseen tension. Each creak of the floorboards, each groan of the old house sent shivers down my spine. My eyes darted nervously around the room, searching for the source of the unease that gnawed at me. Then from the hallway, a sound. A soft footfall, like the whisper of silk on wood. My breath hitched. In the flickering lamplight, I saw it again. The pale mist drifting towards us, its chilling aura sending a fresh wave of terror crashing over me. It shimmered just beyond the circle of light, taking the vague form of a woman, her features obscured by the swirling mist. Her eyes, however, were clear, glowing with an otherworldly blue, filled with a sadness that tore at my heart. Lily, still oblivious, continued her turn, her voice a jarring counterpoint to the silent scene unfolding before me. The ghost woman drifted closer, her gaze fixed on me, seeming to plead with her eyes. I wanted to help, to offer solace, but fear turned my legs to lead. Suddenly, a cold wave washed over me, and the phantom woman's face contorted in agony. A choked whisper tore through the stillness, a name on her lips. I froze, the name echoing in my head, unlocking a forgotten memory. It was Sarah, Lily's older sister, who had tragically disappeared years ago in this very house. The whispers I'd always dismissed, the feeling of unease whenever I visited, it all made sense now. Sarah's restless spirit, trapped within these walls, yearning to be remembered. With a burst of courage, I called out to her, "Sarah, is that you?" The mist swirled, then coalesced, revealing Sarah's tear-streaked face. "Help me," she whispered, her voice a faint echo. "Remember." A surge of understanding washed over me. Sarah wasn't a vengeful spirit. She was lost, forgotten, and desperate to be remembered. But how? As if guided by an unseen hand, I felt drawn to the dusty photo album on the bookshelf. Lily's childhood memories, neatly captured in faded photographs. Opening it, my eyes scanned the faces until I found her, a younger Lily, beaming alongside a girl with the same haunting blue eyes. Sarah. With trembling hands, I showed the picture to Lily. "Remember her," I pleaded. Lily stared at the photograph, her eyes widening in a dawning realization. Tears welled up in her eyes as she whispered, "Sarah, my sister." A sob escaped Sarah's spectral form. Finally, after years of yearning, she was remembered. As Lily reached out, her hand passing through the ghostly figure, a soft light enveloped Sarah. The chill in the air dissipated, the shadows retreated, and the wind outside seemed to sigh in relief. When the light faded, Sarah was gone. In her place, only a single blue feather, soft as a sigh, resting on the floor. Lily picked up the blue feather, holding it close to her heart. "Thank you," she whispered, her voice thick with emotion. "I'll never forget you again." I smiled, relieved that Lily had finally found peace with her sister's death. "I'm glad I could help," I said. We sat in silence for a long time, each lost in our own thoughts. The storm had passed, and the sun was starting to peek through the clouds. The air was still and peaceful, as if the world had been reborn. We stood up and walked to the window, watching the sun rise over the treetops. The world looked new and fresh, as if it had been cleansed by the storm. "I think it's time for a fresh start," Lily said, turning to me. "I'm going to sell this house and move to a new place. I need to start over, away from the memories." I understood. The house had been a painful reminder of Sarah's loss. It was time for Lily to create a new life for herself, one without the shadow of the past. "I think that's a great idea," I said. "I'll help you pack." We spent the rest of the day packing up Lily's belongings. It was bittersweet, saying goodbye to the house that had been her home for so long. But I knew it was the right thing to do. As we said our goodbyes, Lily handed me the blue feather. "I want you to have this," she said. "It's a reminder that even though Sarah is gone, she'll always be with me." I took the feather, holding it close to my heart. "Thank you," I said. "I'll never forget her either." I watched Lily drive away, the feather clutched in my hand. I knew that I would never forget Sarah either. Her story would stay with me forever, a reminder of the power of love and loss. Dust motes danced in the sliver of moonlight leaking through the attic window, like mischievous sprites taunting me to enter. The forgotten dollhouse, a relic of my childhood slumber parties and whispered secrets, loomed before me, its peeling paint and cobweb-draped windows like accusing eyes. An unsettling warmth emanated from the miniature world, beckoning me closer despite the shiver slithering down my spine. As I brushed away the cobwebs, the air grew thick with an unnatural stillness. The painted wallpaper, once a cheerful floral symphony, seemed to crack and twist, faces with hollow eyes emerging from the patterns, whispering silent pleas. A miniature rocking chair creaked back and forth, phantom hands pushing it in an endless, haunting lullaby. My fingers, drawn by an invisible force, reached for the tiny doorknob, cold metal biting into my skin. With a groan that felt like a soul screaming in agony, the door swung open, revealing a scene bathed in the eerie glow of moonlight. Inside, my collection of childhood companions, tattered plush bears, dolls with missing limbs and chipped tea sets, sat frozen in mid-tea party, their painted smiles stretched unnaturally wide like macabre masks. But their eyes, once blank buttons, now mirrored my own growing terror, reflecting a depth of malice I never imagined these innocent toys could possess. Then, from the depths of the house, a whisper. A child's voice, laced with an ancient evil, called my name. Panic clawed at my throat as I stumbled back, the house creaking in protest, its floorboards groaning like mournful spirits. The door slammed shut, plunging me into darkness. I fled, the whispers chasing me down the stairs, echoes of a forgotten game turned gruesome playground for vengeful souls trapped within the dollhouse's walls. In the cold light of dawn, I stood breathless before the attic door, hand hovering over the knob. The whispers had retreated, but the memory of the dollhouse and the faces in the wallpaper clung to me like a chilling shroud. Was it just a trick of the moonlight? Or had I glimpsed a horrifying truth? A world where forgotten toys held a power beyond imagining, a power to twist childhood innocence into an abyss of nightmares. The old clockmaker's shop was a symphony of time, a labyrinth of ticking gears and chiming pendulums, each tick a precise beat in the orchestra of eternity. As his apprentice, I learned the secrets of the clocks, their intricate guts whispering tales of moments captured and stories frozen in metal. But one clock stood apart, shrouded in a black velvet cloth, its presence a chilling hum against the rhythmic melody of the others. My master forbade me to touch it, his eyes hardening with a hidden fear he refused to explain. But curiosity, a tick in my own inner clock, gnawed at me. One starlit night, when the moon played its own haunting melody on the shop windows, I lifted the veil. The clock was unlike any I'd seen, its face a swirling black hole, its hands claws scratching at the edge of eternity. As I reached out, a voice, ancient and cold, whispered through the gears. It spoke of time as a prison, of souls trapped within its ticking heart. It promised me power, the ability to break free from its relentless march, to bend the very fabric of existence to my will. Horror and temptation warred within me. I saw visions of lives saved, tragedies averted, all with a twist of the clock's hands. But the voice also hinted at a terrible price, a descent into an abyss where time itself became my enemy, where every tick marked the death of another moment, another memory, another piece of my own soul. I slammed the cover shut, the echoing chime a jarring wake-up call. The voice continued, slithering around the edges of my thoughts, promising whispers of power, tempting me with the forbidden melody of manipulation. Sleep became a battleground, the ticking of the clock a lullaby for nightmares, each chime a reminder of the choice that hung heavy in the air, the choice between becoming the master of time or its eternal prisoner.